Smokey, the dog I rescued. This one's pretty emotional for a bit, especially if you are a dog owner or were a dog owner. Just take my word for this. It's about a guy who stumbles upon a dog that's in very rough shape. So he brings her home, feeds her, cleans her up, and names her Smokey. He gets a job in New York and has to relocate. So he buys a small house with a big enough backyard for Smokey to play in, just so she has something to do. One day, she escapes from the backyard and is gone for some time. Despite our main character doing everything he can to find her, nothing shows up. This is the part I was talking about when I said this is kind of an emotional part. Especially if you've experienced losing a dog, whether you had to put them down or they ran away. It's a tough thing to go through, but moving on, she eventually does come back, but something isn't quite right. We discover that she's pregnant, and that's different, and dogs do tend to act weird when they're pregnant, but Smokey acts a little bit more differently than normal. She has the puppies, and things just get weirder and weirder. So, our main character calls in a vet to look into the situation and see if there's something medically wrong that the veterinarian can fix, but unfortunately there's nothing. Smokey tries to attack the vet, but dies a gruesome death. And if that wasn't disturbing enough, what comes after? Wow. You know you're listening to a creepypasta, or reading a creepypasta story, when you read or hear this last part, which I'm not going to give away. Sorry. This is a creepypasta that hit me, and I'm sure many dog owners, on an emotional level. This one goes through and details the bond of a human and a dog, and how a huge void can be left behind when they're lost or taken from us. I've experienced this twice. Once with my dog Sable, who passed away in 2012, which you guys can see more about in my short film, Goodbye Sable, which is still on my channel if you guys want to check that out. And earlier this year, my dog Gambit unfortunately had to be put down. He was only 4 years old. Luckily, I still have his sister, Adele, and while that is the case, I still really miss Gambit. Or maybe I'm looking too deep into it. It is a creepypasta story, so it is pretty scary. It does have its creepy moments, but I do think that there's some genuine emotion and some little bit of heartwarming moments in this one. It's a complete story. I definitely recommend checking this one out.